We did it. We did it. I don't know how. I don't know how I have a voice left. I don't know what you think, but for crying out loud, the Tennessee Titans found a way. It was in here, and I will say, and I was on it in the watch party. Shout out to TA as well. I'm sure he did awesome as well. I don't know how he got through this game either. At least TA said the Titans were going to win. So I did not think the Titans would win this game. But I will say this. So shout out again to our sponsors, BetQL and MyBookie, for being the sponsors behind this post-game show, this Titans Talk Back here right after the game. This won't be a long show. Of course, I don't have a voice left. But that was one of the most intense watch parties that I think I've had on my vocals. I mean, I stood on the table for crying out loud to show you the toe tap. But, there were a lot of silly stuff in that game. And at the end of the day, yes, Seattle missed an extra point and the Titans missed a field goal and refs missed some plays. But the Tennessee Titans now, again, push come to shove, we got a lot of holes to fix. We got a lot of issues. Dixie Craft says, can we keep Randy after tonight? I mean, you keep building and you keep going. And if he keeps, he did pretty well. He missed the 44-yarder. It was a miss. He barely got one of those extra points in. I think it was the last one that we scored to go to overtime. But he came through when we needed it. He came through more than some of these other guys. How about the defense? How about Derrick Henry with that awesome block before the 80 or 60 yard? You got to go check that out when the game officially posts on Game Pass, or go back. They won't show the highlights. I will actually tweet that out at some point tonight before I go to sleep. That play single-handedly won us the game. That play doesn't happen. Adams just decapitates pretty much, if I could say that on YouTube. I don't know if I could say that, but would have took Tannehill's head off. The ball would have came out. Game over. Henry comes through and makes one heck of a block. The very next play, Henry takes it 60-some yards. NGB talk in the house, dude. What's up? We'll have to get you back on here. Keep doing your thing. I notice you're pumping out content again. Awesome to you, buddy. From Nashville, tighten up to you. I think we had another super chat to get through real quick. We had a couple. Chad, 199, says, really like our pass rush so far, to be honest. They're high motor guys, and man, I thought it could have been a safety. I thought it was. I thought he was waiting. Trey Mack, I told you we were going to bounce back. You did, Dan. You did. And thank you so much for the super chat. I do really appreciate it. Don't forget to go follow Titans Rossi. Power Hour in the house. You all right, man? Just, hey, I'm in here. I'm good. You never know what you're going to get in these watch parties. I'm sure TA the same way. But I stood on this table tonight. I was so irate about that touchdown taken away. I was also upset about the where Carson was like a yard and a half short of the first down, and they still gave it to him. Oh, that ticks me off. Hey, Braden, happy birthday. Applause for you. Applause for you for sure. We won. DK Metcalf, I hope he's okay. I know they lost their tackle as well. But, yeah, we had some very, Saffold, we're going to keep an eye on that. I don't know how long the Juan's out. Give the offensive line credit. They did bounce back. Brewer can hold his own. Julio silenced the doubters. He had one heck of a game. AJ didn't play real well in this game. AJ's got to make those plays. That's what AJ does. AJ will bounce back, though. I have no question about it. But AJ needs to play better. When the spotlight's on you and people are coming after you, man, you got to make a play. For me, being on Chester Rogers a little bit, Chester Rogers made a couple mistakes in this game too, and obviously dropped that screen pass where it get all over him. But to be honest with you, Chester did come up big on some plays too. When Julio and AJ both dropped the ball, it was Chester Taylor that actually went a yard past the first down on this one and made the catch, and then got lit up by two guys. Maybe he got licked too, but those guys were so close. Who knows? Unknown Titans will never stop giving. Yeah, you're right. Never in a million years. Anyone at work said the Titans stink. I said, well, they have no chemistry going into last week. And guess what? They found it. They found a way. I heard the same thing all week. We suck. Can't do it. I didn't think we'd do it either. But I would say this. I knew we'd play better. And that was evident. We were up 6-3 at the end of the first quarter. And then the freaking wheels fell off in the second quarter. But give the Titans credit. They bounced back, man. They bounced back. So Henry showed up like usual, does in the second half. Julio showed up. Fulton showed up. Dupree showed up, and we won an unwinnable spot. That's a good point. He did. And for how much we were on Shane Bowen and that defense, give those defense a lot of credit. In overtime, just like the Baltimore game last year in overtime, when we won in Baltimore, they did the same thing. Same exact thing. All right, I want to take a quick second, of course. Shout out our sponsors, BetQL, and shout out MyBookie. We'll start with BetQL. BetQL, you can go check out the description below. Use that discount code TITAN to save 25% on any subscription they got. try.betql.co/Titan. Type in that word Titan. Our friends over there have a great app. So if you want to beat your sports books, this is the place. They went 13-2 last week. What are you waiting for? Yeah, go download the app. You can do it a desktop version as well. No more excuses. They treat every game like it's the Super Bowl. And what I love about them, and I'll put their thing on here real quick. What I love about them, if I got a voice left, what I love about them is it's the consistency across the board. I can go probably around there right now, and they're breaking down this game coming up for the nightcap between Ravens and Chiefs. But they're giving you live data. They're telling you who's in, who's out. The line changes. They're telling you ones to stay away from them. And, they can back it up. Last week, 13-2, 5-star bets. And I'm sure they did well today. I'll give you that count coming up this week. So definitely check out that description below. And then we'll get them off the screen real quick. And then we'll throw in, let me see real quick. I'm trying to do this all on the run. I'm super excited about this game. And then we throw up, like I said, we'll put up MyBookie as well for helping us out tonight. Double your winnings by typing in that promo code Titan100 because, those Titans showed up 100% of the way here. MyBookie.ag. Again, missed last week. No worries about it. They got this super contest. You can $10 to enter. You can still get involved in the action. Even though it's late in week 2, they'll be bouncing back for week 3 as well. Any sport, anytime, MyBookie has you covered. Go again there to mybookie.ag today. Use that promo code Titan100. Instantly receive double your first deposit. That's double your funds, double your winnings. Again, hit that promo code Titan100 to receive your double your first deposit and get started with MyBookie today. Like I said, 100% of the way, the Tennessee Titans rocking out this season. Well, didn't start off well, but it sure looks very good right now. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Link in the description, just like I mentioned before, Titan100, 21 or older, and make sure your state is on the list. But they got a lot of great things that you can definitely get involved with. And to be fair to MyBookie, I will throw that up there as well for them. Now, I do have a couple super chats, and thanks again for our sponsors. I do have a couple super chats to get through. So let me start off here real quick. Again, thank you so much for joining the post-game talk back. This is going to be a relatively quick one. I got to go pick my kid up from youth group, and he missed out. He wanted to stay. He was holding out. But give him credit. He put God first, and he went to youth group. So love that kid, and honestly, it was a really good decision on his part. All right, my 31-28 prediction was close. We know the grind and grit and tighten up. You're right. The Tennessee, and Rashid, thanks so much for the super chat. You guys that thought the Titans had a chance, I am interested to see, and I like the whole Egyptian theme thing you got going on there. That's cool. Being a history teacher, that's awesome. I will say this. What was your feeling when it was 24-9? I mean, in the watch party, a lot of comments coming through, and those of you that witnessed that, I mean, we were up to 1,800 at some point. People were wanting Shane Bowen's head. I would say most people were upset with him over anybody else. Todd Downey's probably a second, and even Vrabel, a couple Vrabel firings that were made, So that is interesting. What do you guys think about that? Kick it to the King Productions. Thanks so much. He says, what the blank is a catch, and what the blank is a safety. Refs were so horrible today. Next 4 games look much better now. Just like this team gets itself back into games and then makes some silly mistakes every now and then, just like last week, you just let Arizona go right down the field when you made it a game in the second half. And then this one, we go up 6-3, and next thing you know, it's 24-6 or whatever it was, 24-9. The Titans got to keep it going. They just got to keep getting better each week. And I know that's a Vrabel moment, and Vrabel's going to tell those guys that. But they really do, honestly. They got to keep getting better each week. That secondary will get better. But Chris Jackson, are we done with McDougal yet? I mean, you guys want to comment on that? I didn't really notice him in the second half. I think he got yanked, but he was gosh awful in the first half. And I've been telling you about that guy for the last couple weeks now. And it is what it is. I love all these guys, but he's out there. It's just, oh my goodness. Now, Seattle's a good team. I'm not going to take anything away from them. So I hope, like, for Seattle people, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Maybe we'll see you guys in the Super Bowl. Hopefully we get to the Super Bowl. But honestly, I think you got a real good shot. You got a good team. DK's obviously, it looks hurt. Hopefully he's okay too. But I thought in this game, it just felt like the Titans were one play or two plays away from just having this game totally collapse in front of them when Seattle started to put the heat on them in the second quarter. But then the Titans regrouped, came out of halftime, and won the third quarter 7-0, and then it got up 30-16 or 30-16. I'm thinking, no way the Titans are going to come back and win this. And then Derrick Henry runs a freaking 60-yard run, and then all of a sudden there was life in everybody. I mean, honestly, that was a defining moment for sure. King George, Super Chat, what's up, Upload? Stoked we won. Everybody's happy when the Titans win, right? Everybody's happy. Thanks so much for the Super Chat. I think I got everybody. I got Dixie Craft, I got Chad, I got Trey, Rashid, Kick It to the King Productions, and King George. Thank you guys for your kindly donations. Again, Titans win. Who gets the game balls? Shout out to Game Balls. What obviously work do we have to do? I've said it on the record. Many of you, I'm not sure if you've heard me over the last couple days, run my mouth. Darren, I know Darren, man. I mean, you get to meet Darren next week at the game. We're pumped about that. Said, what a game. Awesome show tonight. Hey, thanks, Darren. I appreciate it. Can't wait to see you next week, buddy, and tighten up. And I'm pumped, man. Titans get a win, and season, I think, officially starts now. The preseason games are out of here. The Cardinal and Seahawks game preseason games, whatever. 1-1, we'll take the split. Real season starts next week. Got to beat the Colts on the home turf. You just got to do it. Thank you so much, Darren, for the Super Chat. But yeah, who your player of the games are. What do you want the Titans to do? This is one of the things I would do. The Titans got to do a better job on the offensive line, right? So why not, if you're willing to trade like 3 picks for Des Fitzpatrick, why not trade for Dennis Kelly? Let's see how much he plays tomorrow versus the Lions. He didn't play last week. If he doesn't play again against the Lions, make that trade. Then you can solidify the offensive line. He's not going to solve everything, but you can put him at left tackle or put him at right tackle. Keep Quessenberry at left tackle because it seems to work out well for him. He plays better at left tackle than right tackle. I can't figure it out. And then you can do it. Now, the second option is Mitchell Schwartz. Problem with Schwartz, he probably won't be ready for a couple of weeks. Got to learn the offense. Got to get back into shape, all those things. Well, you could get him back for the Chiefs game, maybe the Bills game, but we're still going to have that problem for the next couple of weeks. Dennis Kelly could instantly come in and be ready to go from the jump. Now, I'm not sure what the sickness protocols, if he'd still have to wait and do all those things, but trade a 7th-round pick. If they make you trade a 6, be creative. Give them a 6, get a 7 back. But my gosh, fix that. And plus, he's going to not be worth that much. I don't think he signed for that much money in Green Bay. But that's what I would do if John Robinson, and if I know John Robinson, he's probably already on the phone with Green Bay. Madison, tighten up. Boom. Yes, boom is right. Let's go. What a win. What a win. Titans send Seahawks to 4th place. Gotta love it. Oh, man. Cardinals, Rams, and 49ers all 2-0, and the poor Cardinals fall to 1-1. It could have been anybody's game in overtime. I'm shocked the Titans didn't go for 2, but you know what? How it played out, I give them credit. Do you think the Seahawks are screwed in their division with everybody? No, Nathan. I think they'll be fine. Russell Wilson's great. DK, I mean, hopefully he's okay, but DK definitely looked hobbled there in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. Lockett's a stud. You need another. You miss Eskridge, the rookie. He's going to, Swaim is just not it, I don't think. I mean, he is what he is, but you're missing that third piece. I'm thinking of a guy right here who don't want him to go to Seattle. But that is a guy like you're missing in that offense. You're missing that guy that come across the middle like almost like I don't know, like Amendola back in the day. When he was able to do that. I'm thinking of even like Adam Humphries when he's on. You're missing that type of guy, and maybe you have that guy. He just didn't play today, but just a guy to help you move the chains and make key plays. Chester Rogers. for how much I was on him, I do have to give the guy credit. He didn't drop any of the punts or the kickoffs. He made some kind of silly decisions on some of those, but he did his part. And when guys were dropping balls all over the place, I'll never forget. Yes, he was a yard and a half short in the first half, and he cost us first down technically. But he fixed it in the second half. And what he did was, he dropped that one ball. But all those other guys were dropping passes, and on a crucial 3rd and long, he made a great catch, yard and a half past the first down marker, got popped, still made the play. So, I mean, what a play. The forbidden one, we seem to play better without Lewan. It's an interesting comment. And honestly, it's at this point, Lewan is hurt, and when he plays, he's hurting the team. So until he's fully healthy, roll with the guys we got out there. Jim says, tighten up. I've been a Titan fan for years. This win was incredible. Power Hour, King Henry, adding to another, I called him King George. That's weird. King Henry adding another one stiff arm to the graveyard. 31-28 on my last show. Awesome, dude. Good job, Power Hour. Keep up. This is a great follow as well if you're looking for some additional Titans content, which I know you are, but he makes a great point. Henry had a nice run tonight, man, and Henry didn't give up, and Henry kept plowing. Give the offensive line credit. They kept going. But there's a reason why I probably called him King George, because one of my all-time Titan greats, obviously Steve McNair and Eddie George, Derrick Henry is making his case to plant himself into that. Yes, Chris Johnson's a stud. No disrespect there, but I'm telling you, these two, I think, built the Titans, and right now Derrick Henry might be building the Titans into winning and getting us past the playoffs. It's one game, but I'm saying like he has that with that. He just has that part. Like he can, when this team's in games and Derrick's on the field, that's why you don't take Derrick out on 4th and 2. I'm glad we didn't go for 2. They couldn't stop our offense, and our D was actually, you have way more confidence than I did, but great point. Shout out to Chemo. I was saying they should have ran the play. Oh, yeah, thank you. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. The fake to Henry and Tannehill keeped it. I mean, they were setting that up all day. They ran it like 5 times. They didn't give it. Tannehill didn't keep it once. They could have did it. You're right. But yeah, ultimately, I'm glad at how it all played out. Dinas says Michael Pruitt gave us that spark. He did. They were fired up with him. They threw him to the ground. Seattle got some pretty bad, like, roughing the passer calls, taunting, hitting a guy out of bounds, like, just undisciplined for the most part. And I had some Seattle fans in here acting like that's okay to do. And I'm like, nah, you just can't do it. You just can't. Just like Julio did last week. You can't do that. And Vrabel called him out on it. Julio came to play today. I suggest a trade to Lewan 2 years ago. Yeah, Lewan is, when things are going well and Lewan's out there and he's playing well, I think he gets, like, he's up there as far as popularity goes. But when Lewan is not playing well and he's not out there, you guys you're not afraid to call him out. And I do give you that because some of these guys, can do no wrong. And it's like, we keep making excuses for everybody and doing that. You guys, you call it for how you see it. And you know what? There is something to that. I try to do that on my honest with the watch parties. I thought that 4th and 2, you can go back and watch. I'm calling timeout. I mean, why are you trotting McNichols out there? But even for how much I was on McNichols, when you put him in a situation where he did some good things in the, as an outlet guy, catching across the middle. Tommy Hudson makes one heck of a play in the first quarter, and it's like they don't give him the ball anymore. I want to see Tommy Hudson with the ball in his hands more. He looked pretty good. I didn't notice Swaim a whole lot. I know he did some blocking, but Michael Pruitt definitely stepped up. Man, I can't even believe I can't either. It's just unbelievable at this point. I'm still fired up about it. He's still in the IR. A guy we definitely missed. To me, he gets one more chance. I mean, if he goes the whole year again and can't play, comes back and then gets hurt again, they're going to have to go out and try to find someone. We're talking the Titans. We're talking a Super Bowl window for the next couple of years. If you get a chance to bring in a stud he can be a 3rd down back and eventually maybe 4, 5, 6, 20 years from now take over for Derrick Henry, you can't take your chances. Fulton was a beast today. Yes. I mean, I'm not going to say to do that, but yes, I'm not super thrilled about that by any means. Yeah, this game was close. case for activating Upload Kenzie. You're right. I mean, I was shouting from the rooftops a couple times there. But, I do give Chester credit. I do think that is why you do need, if you think Cam Batson is worth this team, making this team, guys like Cam Batson should be dressing. Josh Reynolds, absolutely nothing. Nothing from Reynolds tonight. If he's injured, then like I said last week with Lawan, then don't put him out there. Don't do it. Just throwing it out there. Wentz will be analyzed with his ankle. He may not or may be out there for week 3. I think that's a key. If he's out there, he looked really good today. He didn't look bad. He did down the stretch. You're right, Robert. He did down the stretch. He did a really good job. You're right, Rob. He did a good job. Okay, when his number was called. Since everyone else in the division lost, does this mean the Titans are in first? Tied for first with the Texans. Tied with first. Because the Texans beat the Jaguars in the division, actually the Texans still are in first place. Titans would be a half game out, according to it, if it ended today. And it does matter. Every game matters, especially in the AFC South. Russell was still out there. Okay. I mean, anybody who can help you at this point. Mark Tannehill played one heck of a game. He did. I mean, there were times I was getting a little upset with him, trying to get the ball out quick. Tannehill doesn't want to turn it over, though, so I understand it. On the 6-yard line was kind of my only gripe with Tannehill. The blitz is coming. You know it's coming. And instead of having at least a quick option, they could have baited him. I get it. They could have backed off and baited him, but I didn't think that was going to happen, just the feeling of that. And you could tell he's surveying he just didn't have time to survey the field. It had to come out quick, and it didn't seem like there was any quick routes on that play. But Tannehill, he made a lot of quick adjustments. That QB sneak, another underrated play. Great job on his part. We needed this win. We did. Lamar just threw an INT. Man, it's so late. I'm not used to playing this late. Lamar MVP form again. I hope the Chiefs win. Nothing against the Ravens or anything, right? But I hope the Chiefs win. Tannehill, top tier. He was hanging in there. Russell had the bombs. We get it. He had the wide open bombs. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I got about probably 10 more minutes. I'm gonna play my last ad of the night from BetQL, and then I hopefully have the voice to finish up the last 10 minutes. Get your comments in. I'm gonna hear from you tomorrow in the call-in show. So I'm super pumped about that. Please call in tomorrow if you want to get on here and talk. You can always do what you're doing right now and just leave a comment. We'd love to have you. It's been a heck of a Sunday. It's been an enjoyable Sunday. I got to go, like I said, pick my kid up from youth group here in a little bit. But I'll play my quick ad here from BetQL. Just don't forget, though, these sponsors, BetQL and MyBookie, do have a link in the description below. So here we go. What if I told you there was an app available to get your sportsbook game to the top? Oh yeah, there is. It's called BetQL. Whether it's player props, over-under, or heck, just the spread, BetQL has you covered. You will have access to the data to see who the pros are backing, line movements in real time to jump in on the best opportunities, team summaries highlighting previous success with the spread, and the over-under. Plus, any breaking news, injuries that pop up out of nowhere so you can stay ahead of the game. Keep track of all your winning streaks and overall success. Head over to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download BetQL. You can also head to try.betql.co/Titan. Enter the discount code Titan for the 25% off on any subscription offerings. You can find the link in the description below, plus find out how to get BetQL for an entire year for free. So the only question now, what are you waiting for? So again, thank you so much, BetQL, and also thank you to MyBookie again, and I'll talk about them real quick here as we end the show for sure, but you guys made a great point. The safety, I'm not sure how that play ended. It looked like a safety, didn't it? I mean, he had Ola coming through with a big play there. Second week in a row, Lawan's knee gave out. Lawan might be in trouble. He wasn't even on the injury report, was he? I mean, I don't remember him being questionable. What's Titan Legends say? I don't know. From a Seahawks fan, great. Hey, you guys, you're going to be good. We're kind of like handcuffed at this point. Like, we're work in progress. So you saw a little Jackal and Hyde out there today. Like, Titans looked good in the first quarter and then didn't show up in the second quarter, almost gave that game away, but found enough in them in the second half to pull out a win, a nice comeback win for that matter. But don't take anything from it. Like, you're not going to be, you guys will be good. You're 1-1 right now. You beat the Colts. The Colts they're not a terrible team. Colts have a really good defense, and you put up 28 some points on the Colts. Probably could have put up more. Saw what happened with the Rams and the Colts today. I mean, it went down to the wire, 27-24. So I do think Seattle will have a good season. So shout out to you. And again, happy birthday to Norbcam. I know he's got to be a tough loss for that one, but Norbcam will bounce back, and Seattle will bounce back too. Our O-line has been amazing without Lawan. You know, how many sacks did we give up today? 2, which is honestly, I can't remember the last time we outdid somebody in sacks. But I think the Titans, it's a learning process. That's why I'm saying go out, bring in Kelly. You put Kelly on right tackle, keep Quessenberry on left, have him go in and out with Sambrello. I don't want to see Lamb out there anymore either. He's another one that we definitely, I think, messed up with. And just roll with it. I mean, and plus you're not going to have to give up that much to get Kelly back. I mean, he ain't even playing in games in Green Bay. We'll see if he plays tomorrow. And if that's not an option, then you're going to have to hit up the free agent wire, because right now it's funny. During the preseason, Lawan's fine, and you know all the media is telling you how great he is, and he's back. His leg's great. He looks great. He looks the part. As soon as he has a bad game in week 1, it's like, oh my goodness, the doctors said he's not going to be back till midway through the season. Like, he's not going to be back to form. Well, thanks for telling me now. Like, so yeah, they need to fix that, because Derrick Henry, for crying out loud, still went up 180 yards today or something like that. Just insane for Derrick. King Henry, 6 catches too. Over 200 yards from the line of scrimmage. Mark Jones, great point, man. So I love you guys. You guys have great points. The D stood out in the second half. Hopefully, you know, that pass rush is important for how much we get on, Rashad Evans. I thought he played a pretty good game today. David Long Jr. was showing up. Tennessee Titans Weekly, guys. Hey, and Titans and Truth. 2 great YouTubers back-to-back right there. So tighten up to you guys. Oh, man. Wow. So LBM says, when we were down 24-9, I texted our group chat. Let's hold the hands and bow our heads and pray. And it worked out. It worked. Keep doing your thing, man. Group prayer next week. LBM's leading it. Let's go. And yeah, Julio Jones got a touchdown stolen from him. Still so ticked off about that. Refs are definitely against. It seems like it. It seems like it. Now, there was a pass interference here or there they probably missed, but for the most part, some very terrible, terrible calls. Coward had Seattle number 3. Yeah, we'll get no credit this week. It will be what the refs did. They'll probably blow up that play with A.J. Brown where he had it just out of his reach at like the goal line. And then that guy, I forget who it was. Was it Diggs or somebody? Or was it DJ? It might have been DJ Reed. But, you know, the taunting call. And then they'll make that into the big thing. Or just make the extra point into a bigger thing than what it was. But that's what they do. You know, that's the one thing I noticed. Last week, it was clear as day our offensive line was getting destroyed. And a lot of the national media was saying, like, how Derrick Henry had a bad game. Like, oh, maybe he'll show up this. No, Derrick Henry was there. That's why he's so frustrated. I know the Titans are drafting an O-line. At this point, Craven, I don't know if that's a good thing, though. They keep screwing that up. Tanny looked very indecisive today, but calling did improve overall. At one point, Tannehill was rattled. Let's just call it for what it was. But Tannehill did bounce back, and he gave us a great game. Now, he didn't get like the so-called touchdown to show for it or whatever, I don't think. A lot of it was Derrick Henry. How many touchdowns Derrick Henry have today? 3? Or was it 4? But Tannehill, I'm telling you, I mean, push come to shove, he's doing the best he can with that offensive line. He's trying. And you know what? He did a good. Super 49 moments. Going forward, I'm going to just keep my cool. Titans once. Again, Dream, yes, me too. Derrick Henry, that block. I'm telling you, go back and watch that block. Crypto, what a game. We're getting 12th-ish, whatever it takes. And here's the thing. Vrabel lit it fire at the half. Henry probably got some. Oh, I'm sure Henry was on him as well. The great news about this game is definitely go back and check out the block before Henry runs 60 yards. Henry makes the block of the game, gives us life, gives us a chance. Otherwise, Tannehill gets smashed there and probably fumbles. But we do have some questions. I do want to question Reynolds. I want what's going to happen with that. Well, Lawan's obviously a serious question. And then McDougald. I mean, we need some safety help. So the Titans are going to have to figure something out this week. Colts, it's all going to depend on Wentz. I think the Titans did a very underrated thing today. They did a good job on Carson stopping the run. I don't think Seattle tried to exploit it too much, but the Titans' defensive line really stepped up. I noticed Autry a heck of a lot. I even noticed Murchison at times. Simmons came through. We had some rushing. Landry, that one play, I remember Landry got up the field so fast. Wilson had nothing else he could do but just chuck it out of bounds, which was another close encounter to a, what would you say, illegal pass or so, whatever. Grounding. But it is interesting. Yeah, don't forget to tighten up that like button, hit that like button. We're going to go for like 2 more minutes. Defense looked much, much better in the second half. I'm still iffy on Bowen, though. Yeah, I think you're probably right to be iffy there. But hopefully if we can get the safety figured out with Byard, and then we can get the corner. I mean, how about Christian Fulton? And how much for the Jackrabbit? I mean, he did a decent job tonight. So good for those guys. I'm not saying Todd Downing is bad play caller, but goodness gracious, making first down a Henry run between the... You're right. The more I'm upset most about, and you can go back and watch, I don't know who watches watch parties after they're done, but if you go back and watch on that 4th and 2, I'm calling timeout. I say, call timeout. They had McNichols in there, and that just tells you you're throwing the ball. And the play looked like it wasn't going to go anywhere from the start, and they ended up running it, and sure enough, it didn't go anywhere. And that was a key moment. We were down by 7. We were driving the football. It was like on the 31-yard line. We passed on the kick, which I'm totally okay with. But that could have single-handedly cost the game, So they got to do a better job of figuring that kind of stuff off. Tell the people to block. It's there. O-line waits opposing defense and to get tired before they block. DeMario, good point. Henry did a lot. I mean, Henry could have got blasted in the backfield multiple times, and he did a couple times. But there were times that he made a 3-yard gain look like a 20-yard run. But finally, they were able to bust him loose, and Derek took that one to the house. So, and yes, we've given props. He would get a game ball. Michael Pruitt was a beast today, an absolute beast. So, Trenny 5000, you're exactly right about that. M Collective, I just fired McDougald. Chris shut down Fulton. He did a great job, man. I'm telling you, there might have been a play or two you could have called pass interference, but you can do that on any play. He did a heck of a job stepping in there. He was not phased 1 second. When do you think Farley's going to... Matthias Farley? I would rather him trot out on the field than McDougald next week. But you're probably talking Caleb Farley. Depends on how bad the shoulder is. Another guy that you could see go on the IR, especially if they don't think his back's fully healthy and they can use the shoulder as an excuse to put him on the IR. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't have an answer for it. I wish I did. Great game. Hey, good luck to you guys, Barnes boy, against the Lions. I'm sure you're fine. And tell somebody inside the Packers organization to call J-Rob about trading us Dennis Kelly back. We could use him. Cassie, good sports day. Yes, I think the White Sox won too, I hope. I went to the game. Holy cow, that was fun. Over Chicken, silencing the 12th man. Shout out to you. On the 3rd down, always take Henry out. They need to leave him in there. Yeah, even if it's not getting the ball, leave him in there. Yes, Aaron Brewer, he could be your eventual starter down the road. You never know. He reminds me a little bit of Nate Davis. You can do a little bit more than Nate Davis as far as play multiple spots. But anyways, hey, you guys were awesome. I'm going to have to go pick my kid up. Madison with a super chat too. Tighten up. Oh, I think we already got that one. Darren, King George, Kick It to the King Productions, Rashid, Trey Mack, Chad, and Dixie Craft. You guys, awesome. And thank you, everyone in here. Don't forget to tighten up that like button. I apologize this was so short. Again, shout out to the sponsors of tonight's video. Again, MyBookie, definitely check them out. They got a lot of different contests they got going on, and you type that promo code in. Give yourself, instead of some double coverage on Julio Jones, which maybe should have happened tonight, you give yourself some double winnings there. And then also to BetQL, again, 25% off. They said the game was going to be close. Nobody else really, other than TA, I can think, said the game was going to be close. They did. So shout out to them. Great job, you guys. It was a fun weekend. We'll be back at it tomorrow for the radio show, so you guys can call in the show. Again, I'll put that on the screen one more time for tomorrow. There it is. Titans Talk back on Monday. We're almost to 100 likes, so don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You guys are awesome. Master Jedi, Titan up to you as well. God-blooded, thanks for the Crap Hawks, refs, Titans, sincerely 49ers. And Mario, my team is playing. Good luck, Mario, and congrats, Titan fans. Who Dat Nation. So Saint fans in the house. And you guys, again, were awesome. So I got to go pick my son up, tighten up, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.